Okay, we're here now with the new Plainfield High School football coach, Coach Jason Glesman. Looking forward to this new season. Want to introduce Glesman to our fans of Plainfield and the upcoming season that we're looking forward to. Coach, we're going to jump right into the questions.
Let's do it. Excited.
What type of offense are you going to run this year? We've been running the veer for guys since the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we've changed up a little bit. What are you looking to do?
To not give anything away to our opponents, but what I want to do is bring in an offense that's going to complement the type of players we have. We have athletes, we have speed, across the board. I mean, you look at the 4x100 team that finished 10th in the state this year. I think all 4 kids were football kids. So I want to emphasize the speed. And then you look at our linemen, what we got as far as, our big guys. Now, our big guys are strong, they're lean, and they're athletic. And what I kind of want to do is get into more of a zone scheme offense. We're able to spread it out a little bit, attack more on the perimeter, use our speed and athleticism to our advantage. Our opponents can know this. We're not going to be running any 2-back power just because I don't think that's the type of football we need to play to be successful.
And what type of goals are you going to set for your team this year and going forward?
We want to win. That's the most important thing. We don't play this game just to play it. We don't play this game for a 5-5 record. We want to win. So that is the overall goal, win every game. Obviously, though, you can't just go into a season with that expectation. There are going to be bumps in the road. There are going to be hurdles that you have to overcome. But we've been preaching it, and I've been preaching it to the guys since I got here. You have to take a 1-0 approach. You have to look at the task at hand. You got to look at what's important and what's put in front of you. So we're going to take one game at a time. Win or lose, celebrate, sulk for 24 hours, and then it's on to the next week. And you have to look at it as our record is 0-0, and we have to go 1-0 that week. So, just to put an overall emphasis on it, we want to win. That's what we're going to do. That's what my goal is here, to create a winning environment. But you have to do that in a smart and educated fashion. And I think taking it on a 1-0 approach, looking at each week, each opponent, and focusing only in on that, not looking back, not looking ahead, will put us in a position to achieve those goals.
I know that one of your challenges right now is, since with the hiring so late in the year, is to get a coaching staff in place. How's that going along? Have you selected anyone? And if you have, if you can share with us, who are those guys that you have selected?
It's been a marathon, I guess you could say, and in the couple weeks that I've been here. The big thing with the coaching staff is I want to bring the right guys in. It's important that the guys that are coming in are invested in this team. They're not just here to earn a paycheck. They are aware of the task we have of taking a team that's had some struggles and trying to build it up. The pressure that is involved with the community here, because I know the community does want to win. So, I've been interviewing a ton of guys, and we are a little late in the process, and ideally, if I was hired a little earlier, there might have been some more applicants, but that's not the case, and that's fine. I've hired a couple guys. I have talked to a couple guys within the school district, some guys that were on the staff last year, and they've kind of gotten on board with me and my vision and for this team, and we're rounding it out here pretty soon. And once we get those guys, we'll have the core set to instruct and facilitate these young men on the football field.
Now, we before the interview, we were talking about our talented youth programs.
Mm-hmm.
Will you reach out to these different programs, the Pop 1 programs, the 8th grade programs?
Mm-hmm.
Or will you suggest to run your style of offense, to these programs?
Mm-hmm.
How will you communicate with the different programs, if so?
When I was interviewed, one of my goals was to make sure that both the high school and the Pop Warner middle school programs are one, and they're together. And what's unique about Plainfield, there's 2 Pop Warner programs, there's a middle school program. So there's a lot of people that you would have to get on board with that. I will say this, since I've been hired, everyone in regards to the Pop Warner, the middle school programs, have reached out to me, expressed their interest in getting involved with what we're going to do on the high school level. They've expressed interest in knowing what we're going to run on the high school level, so there can be some consistency there. So when the kids do make their way up to the high school level, it's not a new language that they have to speak. It's not a new offense or defense that they're playing. So the support has been overwhelming and much appreciated.
Now, one of the things that a lot of the fans don't see is the off the field part of coaching, dealing with players, off the field issues, dealing with parents sometimes. How are you prepared to handle these type of situations?
Each one individually, as far as if you're going to talk about off the field issues, the goal of the program is to not have any. And I think the guys that we have on this team, the guys that I've been working with now for 2-3 weeks, their focus is football. Their focus is winning games. So if that is the case, they'll make it a point to avoid any issues. I use the term block out the noise. If what you want to do is win football games, if what you want to do is go into college and play college football, those little things, those outside influences, the things that might be pulling you away from your goals, you need to ignore them for those 4 years you're in high school. Because if your overall goal is to go to college, if your overall goal is to graduate, if your overall goal is to win games, if that's what's important to you, you will be able to block that out. And in regards to the fans and, parents, I'm just hoping to get their full support. I'm hoping for them, what I've gotten from the kids thus far is give me a chance, give me an opportunity to show that we can have success in this community, we can have success with this program.
And that kind of answered the next question, which was what can the fans and supporters do to support you, support the program?
And all I can ask for is their support. Good, bad, indifferent, I need their support, especially because what's important here is it's not me, it's not the school, it's the kids. So when the kids are out there playing, I think everyone needs to keep in perspective that these are young men, 16 to 18, 15 to 18-year-old kids that are still learning how to be an adult, they're still learning how to grow as an individual. So we need to give them their full support. If we give them their full support as a coaching staff and as a community, that'll put those young men in a better position to succeed.
Okay. Now, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here. Okay. One of the things that a lot of people were concerned with, and actually a lot of the fans, it was almost 50-50. Some of the fans were saying, your age. You're a very young guy, probably one of the youngest. I wish Martin Cox was here. He could provide that information. But you may be one of the youngest coaches to be hired here at Plainfield. I know you're the youngest that's been hired here since the 70s. You're going against some of the best coaches in the state. I mean, coach from Ridge, coach from Union. Of course, Quinn he's phenomenal. He's won everywhere he's been. Are you ready to battle with these veteran coaches?
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. I will say this, outside my age, I have a wealth of experience within this game. As a player, as a coach, I've coached on the high school level. I've coached on the college level for the past 3-4 years on the Division I AA FCS level. I've played North Dakota State, who's a back-to-back national champion. I've played against Towson University in their building, 30,000 fans. I've coached at James Madison. With St. Francis at the school I was coaching at. You look at the NEC, some of the coaches we worked as a staff against. I'm ready for the challenge. As far as my football knowledge, I'm very confident in myself. I'm very confident in my ability to facilitate a team and put them in a winning position. Defense is my specialty, and I think we're going to have a very strong defense, just looking at the film from last year, looking at what we're bringing back. And then offensively, we're going to have an offense that's going to manage the game, control the ball, complement what I think is going to be our strength, which is our defense. And it's going to put this team in a position week to week, whether it's Team 1, Team 2, top 5 in the state, bottom 5 in the state, we're going to have ourselves an opportunity to win a football game. So outside my age, I'm young, but I do have a wealth of experience on this level.
So what should we expect when the opening game against Scotch Plains? Usually we have a pretty good crowd coming out.
Mm-hmm.
What should we look forward to?
I think you should look forward to a team that's motivated, a team that's excited, a team that has an edge, a team that plays between the whistles, but a team that's not going to be passive, a team that's going to be aggressive in the way we play, both offensively and defensively. And I think you're going to see a unit and a group on the field. It's not going to be, hey, that kid, he's a Division I player. He's the standout. It's going to be a team. It's going to be a team offense. It's going to be a team defense. It's going to be a team special teams. And I think the fans and the community should be excited for seeing a group that works 111th on the field, 155th on the guys that dress. And you should look for a very competitive product.